Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, reporters John Vias and Robert Paris, Peter Brown with the weather, Maddie Shipka with community calendar, and Joe Viscioni with sports. Thank you for joining us. The Burlington town election is starting to heat up. Candidates have been turning in papers, and a couple of the races in town are now competitive, though a majority of the open seats still only have one candidate. 3 candidates have pulled papers for the 2 seats up for election in the Board of Selectmen race. Incumbents Chris Hartling, currently the board chair, and Robert Hogan have thrown in for re-election. Nick Priest, who first ran last year, has also taken papers to run for one of the 2 seats. The school committee race is also shaping up to be competitive. Incumbents Christine Monaco and Thomas Murphy have pulled papers, also has challenger Sonia Halim. There is also a challenger to Richard Howard for the Housing Authority seat. He has held since 2009. Challenger Rahul Agarwal has taken out papers to challenge the seat. There is also a 3-way race for 2 constable seats. Incumbents William Pepicelli and Anthony Saya have taken out papers, as has challenger Dennis Otis. Thus far, only incumbents have pulled papers for moderator, assessor, treasurer collector, board of health, and planning board. In the library trustees races, only one person has filed for the 2-year seats, 2 seats up for 3 years, and there's also 1 seat up for 1 year. Any registered voter living in Burlington who would like to participate in local government can take out papers to fill these seats. To be placed on the ballot, you will need to get signatures from Burlington registered voters by the deadline, which is February 15th. The town election is April 6th at the Burlington High School Gym, 123 Cambridge Street. Hope to see you there. The Burlington Food Pantry is helping federal workers affected by the government shutdown by allowing them items necessary to feed themselves and their families. BNews reporter Robert Paris went to check it out and has this report.
The partial government shutdown hit the 25th day mark on Wednesday, January 16th, and the mandated furlough is hitting some federal workers hard, as they either work without pay or have to stay home and wait for the stalemate to end. People Helping People, Burlington's premier charitable organization, is looking to help ensure all out-of-work government workers who live in town to have the food and items necessary to feed themselves and their families and to maintain a clean living style.
As I imagine most people know, there's a federal government shutdown, a partial shutdown, and some of the federal government employees are being affected. And the food pantry is here to help people in those circumstances, not generally those who are working, but they are here to help everybody make sure they've got good quality food and healthy food that they can feed their family with. So we are giving a special service. We are opening up to the federal employees who live in Burlington to see if we can help them and bring them in and get them what they need as far as food to put on their table.
There are a variety of items available at the food pantry for federal employees.
Well, I mean, pretty much everything that you would need for your family to feed them properly. You know, they have not only the food, they have the toiletries and other things that you might get at a grocery store. And you would have to call up and make an appointment to see if you're qualified. In this particular case with the special service, that you are a Burlington resident.
Here's how you can help someone who is affected by the government shutdown.
We do take donations of money so that we can purchase things that when we need to. If there are companies that have food products that they want to donate, they can call the 6625 telephone number also and talk to the staff to see how that's accomplished. And we do get a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables and a lot of non-perishable items too. So we do take financial and food product donations.
From the Burlington Food Pantry, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Weekly.
In a related story, any federal government workers being affected by the partial government shutdown, now in its 28th day, can get a free meal at a restaurant located in the Burlington Mall. The Friendly Toast said in its offering free entrees to federal and government workers and a guest as the government shutdown continues. The Friendly Toast will pick up the tab on meals when employees present a proof of employment valid ID. This complimentary meal includes 2 entrees from the current menu or weekly specials and a soft drink, but excludes appetizers and alcohol, of course. Restaurant owner Eric Goodwin said in a statement, "We at the Toast want those experiencing the effect of the shutdown to have a normal dining experience when they visit during this time and not to worry about the bill. This is our way to recognize and say thank you to federal government employees for their hard work and acknowledge all that they do during this challenging time. The complimentary meal for diners will expire when the government shutdown is lifted." The Burlington Police Department welcomed 2 new members into its ranks on Monday evening. Town Administrator John Petrin, at the recommendation of Chief Michael Kent, appointed Dodie Feldman as a police dispatcher and Thomas J. Zarro as full-time police officer. Chief Kent introduced both new members to the Board of Selectmen. Here he is detailing the qualifications of Feldman for the dispatcher position.
Dodie Feldman. She has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in criminal justice from Northeastern University. She is also pursuing a second master's degree in strategic information analysis at Northeastern. She had a GPA of 3.82 and graduated magna cum laude. And as a grad student, she's near perfect at a 3.97. She's originally from Providence, Rhode Island. She does have experience, prior experience in dispatching with the Wellesley College Police and the Springfield Police Department. I think she'll be an excellent addition as June Conley transitions into retirement. So I would recommend that Ms. Feldman be appointed dispatcher.
With that, I'm hereby appoint Dodie Feldman as a police dispatcher.
Chief Kent also gave the board an overview of Zarro's experience and education.
We have is Thomas Zarro. He's a 2013 graduate of Billerica High School and graduated in 2017 with a degree in criminology from the University of Southern Maine, where he was a 4-year varsity baseball player and was on the Dean's List from 2015 to 2017, along with being awarded the William B. Wise Scholar Athlete Award in 2015, 16, and 17. He's a recent graduate in this past November of the Lowell Police Academy, where he put himself through as a self-sponsored candidate. Tom has previously worked as an intern in the Billerica Police Department, and he has worked as a program coordinator for the Billerica Recreation Department. I would recommend that Thomas Zarro be appointed police officer.
I do hereby appoint Thomas Zarro as a police officer within the Burlington Police Department.
Zarro will now enter a 12-week field training officer program before deploying as a patrol officer. Feldman will begin training next week. When a police officer is killed in the line of duty, the loss is felt by officers across the nation. To ensure their memory is not lost, at least here in Burlington, one officer has created a memorial wall at the station to honor all officers lost in a given year. BNEWS reporter Robert Paris went to check it out and files this report.
Burlington police officers, just like officers around the country, are always ready to put themselves in harm's way to serve and protect their communities. Being on the front line against crime fosters a feeling of camaraderie, so when an officer is killed in the line of duty anywhere in the country, officers here feel the pain. This week I went down to the Burlington Police Department to speak with Officer Gundavia to talk about the tribute wall he has created for those killed in the line of duty.
I was in the police academy in 2015, and one of my first responsibilities when I got into the academy was we had a wall similar to that. Staff instructors gave me the responsibility of updating that wall whenever there was an officer that was killed in the line of duty. It was something that meant a lot to me, something that obviously carried on after I graduated the police academy. I was very fortunate that when I brought the idea to Chief Kent, he was very supportive of the idea and said, hey, that's a great idea. I think you should definitely put up a wall over here. So since a couple months ago, I was able to put that wall up with the Chief's help and his approval, and that's what I've been doing ever since, being able to update that wall whenever there's an officer that was killed in the line of duty.
Every year, the wall changes because the number of officers killed alters.
So there's a different amount killed every year. Last year was 148. The year before that was about 135, I believe. So it varies every single year, and that was one of the biggest challenges when I made that wall was how big should I make it, right? Obviously, every year there's a difference in how many officers are killed in the line of duty. It's one of those unfortunate things. So, I had a big challenge of figuring how much space I needed.
Unfortunately, the wall already has pictures of former officers that were killed this month.
Recently, last year, Officer Sean Gannon and Officer Mike Chesna were shot and killed as well. So it really doesn't matter where you work, where you are. This unfortunate truth is that the dangers can be anywhere. I know for Officer McGuire, there's a memorial set up right by Coles where he was unfortunately shot and killed. So we never forget. We always remember them.
The police department never forgets the fallen officers that are killed in the line of duty.
Well, me personally, like I said, it's one of those things where these people were us. We see ourselves in these officers. This isn't just, some high-speed, big city like LAPD or NYPD that see a lot of violent crime. We live in a very nice community over here, but it's one of those things where just like Officer Gannon and Sergeant Chesna, they lived in really good communities too. So this wall serves as a reminder that the threat is out there. It's a reminder to wear your vest, to buckle your seatbelt, to keep your head on a swivel, because no matter where you live or no matter where you work, this could be at your front door.
For the Burlington Police Department, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Burlington's moratorium on all non-emergency gas work by National Grid has been lifted. The Burlington Board of Selectmen voted unanimously on Monday to lift the moratorium after a long-awaited deal between the gas company and its union workers was reached last week. As reported by BNews, the moratorium was originally put in place in September after Steelworkers Union Local 120 or 12012/4 spoke during citizens' time at a prior meeting to raise concerns held by many union members. They contested that the fill-in employees working on the gas lines lacked the experience for the potentially dangerous work and that the company was unable at the time to provide the necessary oversight and supervision. At the warnings of the workers and with the recent gas line explosions in Lawrence, Andover, and North Andover, the board voted to put the moratorium on all non-emergency work in town. This week they lifted that moratorium, but that does not mean that projects, many of them stalled by the worker lockout, can begin right away. Town Administrator John Petron explained that while the moratorium may be lifted, the town has bylaws which restrict the cutting of town roadways during the winter months that would limit most gas line work. The Burlington Planning Department held a panel discussion with 4 experts on the subject of life science and how Burlington can attract more businesses in this fast-growing line of work. BNews Director Rich Hosford was there and has this look.
Life sciences and its related research have become a big area of new development in Boston, with Cambridge considered to be the world leader in the field. Lately, there has been some movement in Burlington to attract life science businesses to town, and, perhaps most notably, Millipore Sigma recently opened up a new large office and lab space in town. Looking to build on that success, the Burlington Planning Department held a panel discussion featuring 4 local experts on life sciences and what the town can do to attract new businesses to Burlington. There is also a warrant article for the January town meeting that, if approved, would change some bylaws to make it easier for life science companies with their laboratories to locate in town. Planning Director Kristen Kastner, who organized and hosted the forum, said she hopes this discussion will continue well into the future.
I hope that people take away that this is the beginning of a conversation. I hope more people join the conversation, and I hope we just continue to shape the landscape of Burlington through regulations and also trying to attract the right types of businesses to Burlington and be part of the wave that is the life science industry.
Panelists said that along with the benefits of attracting new businesses to town, there's also a lot of exciting things happening in the life science field that could benefit all of humanity.
What in the life sciences are really, or where are the new innovations coming from? So I think I'm a little jaded. I don't think that humanity has cured any diseases, okay? So I think we prevent a lot of things. We have a lot of vaccines for polio, smallpox, and things like this. We can treat a lot of things with traditional medicines, drugs that we have. The new medicines that are coming online today in the advanced medicine therapy, so cell-type medicines, gene editing, gene therapy, things like this, are our first opportunity for really strong, powerful cures of disease, where we can have somebody who comes into the doctor's office, says, I have disease X, and instead of us treating the symptoms, we can cure the disease.
Of course, when someone hears of a new technology, there is often concern raised about safety, especially in a town where the contaminating effects of former industries are still being dealt with today. Modern life science research and development, the panelists argue, is nothing like the industries of old.
Well, first of all, this isn't, as I said tonight, your grandfather's chemical laboratory. These are laboratories which are highly technical, run by very highly professional people with advanced degrees, using technologies which use tiny amounts of chemicals. These are laboratories which are very safe, using tiny amounts of material, and really we have really minimal worry about what would possibly happen here, especially with the oversight, not only for the federal government and the state government, but also with the local government here. The Board of Health has professionals who do inspections for every one of these rDNA laboratories we may have in town. We have people who work directly with them from the town on their committees. We have everything in place which ensure that the safety to the community and the safety for people inside the laboratories. This is a very safe industry.
Biotech is safe. Everything that we do is safe. We're regulated, but we're all interested in a safe environment.
Finally, town leaders say that Burlington is well situated to attract more life science businesses and should do what it can, like approve the town meeting warrant article, to do so.
I think you saw from this panel that if Massachusetts is the epicenter of an industry, epicenter of the world of an industry, that I think it's the only thing that we should really be thinking about in terms of where's Burlington's place in that growth of an industry that's so important to Massachusetts.
I think that what we've heard is we have all the amenities here in town. We have all of the support structure in town to host these very clean and very good industry individually, and the companies we hear. And I think that makes Burlington a very attractive place to host up-and-coming companies, a new industry, and important research that in many ways, as we heard, will save people's lives.
We will post a full panel discussion to our website, bcattv.org, in the near future. From Town Hall, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Glad to hear we won't have to worry about a zombie apocalypse. A new business set to help residents buy or sell a home or property is open in town. Elite Realty Experts, located at 110 Cambridge Street, held its grand opening celebration on Friday, January 18th. The business has brought in several top producing agents in the area, and they wanted to celebrate being open with a special event. Owner Justin Ray told BNews reporter Robert Paris his thoughts on the opening and his new business.
We're really excited about it. It's been a long time coming. We opened up about 4 months ago, but we hit the ground running. We brought in some great talent, some local agents like Joanna Schlansky, Pat Linsky, Joanne Delaney, Victoria O'Coin, she's a Burlington agent, and Vicky Kustoff very recently. So we're very excited about the grand opening. We can't wait to get out there to the community and show what we can do for them. If they need to sell a house, buy a house, we can represent them the way they need to be done.
Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce President Rick Parker was at the ribbon cutting and has this to say about the newly opened Elite Realty Experts.
They're attracted to Burlington for the residential market, but also the commercial market. There's a lot of daytime traffic in this area, and part of what the Chamber does, obviously we advocate for businesses of all sizes, but it's truly the small businesses that make up a major part of this market, and we try to make sure that they're connected to other businesses, but to the community as well. And this is a great representation of a small business, starting out here in Burlington.
The Burlington 4th of July Committee held their first fundraiser of the year at the American Legion with a special tribute to Elvis Presley performed by Burlington's own Stan Jr., 1967 graduate. BNews reporter John Vias was there and has this report.
On Saturday, January 12th, Burlington's very own Stan Anderson Jr. stepped into his blue suede shoes once again to pay tribute to Elvis Presley. The event was held at the American Legion, complete with a raffle prize to go with the swingin' musical throwback performance, and served as a fundraiser for one of the town's biggest events of the year, the 4th of July Parade. It takes months of preparation to put together such a big annual event for the town. Co-chair Mike Runyon and committee liaison Nick Priest say that the parade wouldn't be possible without the help of their many great sponsors.
It's about the 4th of July Committee and the American Legion, who is, our biggest and best sponsor in terms of, the support that they give us. We just try to figure out what the plan is going to be. And, we have such a strong community. We always say, that the 4th of July Parade is, a committee by the people, for the people of Burlington. The parade itself couldn't happen without all of you.
But we'd be nowhere without our sponsors, because it does cost us quite a bit of money to put on all these events. Yeah, it's a community event, and it's supported by the community and the businesses in the community.
The month of January was also a good time for Stan Jr. to make his appearance at the Legion, as this is the month where the king of rock and roll would have celebrated his 74th birthday.
Stan actually came to us, Stan Anderson, who does the show. January 8th is Elvis Presley's birthday, and so he contacted us and said, hey, Mike, we'd like to celebrate Elvis's birthday. Was the 4th of July committee interested in having me back again earlier? We had him in May last year, closer to the parade, but I said, yeah, sure, we'd be happy to have you. So it sort of fell in our laps, and we're happy to have him back again.
For many years, Stan Jr. has stepped into the persona of other highly talented musicians of the era, but the king himself stood out from the rest.
I always did impersonations of different people, Johnny Cash, Tom Jones, Elvis. When he passed away, everybody started calling the office, and they started saying, hey, why don't Stan put together a tribute to Elvis? And, and that's how the ball got started. It started rolling, and it was like a snowball. It started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Started traveling all over the country. We had a bus at the time and live band.
Finally, the 4th of July Committee is always welcoming new members and volunteers to help prepare for the parade in many different ways. There's always something that makes this Burlington tradition even more memorable each year, and small fundraisers, such as Stan Jr.'s Elvis tribute, kick off preparation to a good start.
I would do anything to help my town. I grew up here. I had a lot of great times here. And in the audience, there was a lot of friends that I hadn't seen for a while. So it was really fantastic to see them all again and to help out the American Legion and raise some money for their 4th of July parade.
The 4th of July Committee has been doing this rendition of the parade for about 5 years now. And every year it gets stronger, every year we get better, and we rely on the support of the people. And it's important for everyone in Burlington to know that the amount that it takes to produce the parade, both in finance and time and efforts, only a portion of that comes from the town of Burlington. The rest of it comes from the people of Burlington. And so we always look for as much support from the community as we can.
From the American Legion, I'm John Vias for BNEWS Weekly.
Stan is celebrating over 50 years in the music business, traveling the country. Chief Michael Kent said he is pleased to announce that the Burlington Police Department has received a child passenger safety grant that will be used to purchase car seats for distribution to local families in need. The Burlington Police Department received $3,500 from the Mass Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, Office of Grants and Research, Highway Safety Division. Traffic crashes are a leading cause of death for children of all ages nationwide. Properly installed car and booster seats have been proven to reduce the risk of death and injury to children involved in crashes. Yet the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that nearly 60% of all seats are installed incorrectly. State law requires all children riding in passenger motor vehicles to be in a federally approved child passenger restraint that is properly fastened and secured according to the manufacturer's instructions until they are 8 years old or over 57 inches tall. When children outgrow their booster seats, they must wear a seatbelt. The Burlington Police Department is one of more than 235 car seat inspection sites in Massachusetts with certified technicians available to ensure children's seats are installed correctly. The Mass Executive Office of Public Safety and Security awarded more than $190,000 to 58 local police and fire departments, nonprofit agencies, and hospitals in this round of grant allocations. We've gotten away with very little snow so far this year, but that could be about to change. We go now to BNEWS weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center for a look at the latest forecast and a potential storm in the works. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days, and here we are, hard to believe, in the middle of January, and looks like we're going to be seeing some more typical January weather than what we've been seeing since the start of the winter. So looks like our good streak of weather is about to come to an end. Now, starting out our period here on Friday, we're going to see temperatures are going to be about average in the mid-30s, so nothing too crazy, nothing too cold, nothing unfortunately too warm either. And this is also going to be bringing with it a chance of some light snow and some sleet and maybe drizzle during the day. So Friday, if you have to be out and about in the Burlington area, going to be kind of messy. So keep that in mind as you go out there, going to work, going shopping, anything like that. And of course, as we round out the period, getting towards, again, can you believe it? Getting towards the third week in January. This is basically when we're seeing temperatures at their coldest for the year. And we're going to see temperatures pretty much around this average temperature. So nothing really high coming up. No big warm-ups coming, but of course the biggest thing that you're noticing right now at this time of the year is how much longer the days are getting. So that is definitely a plus. Now as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days. And if you're looking at this map and saying, wow, there's really a lot of stuff on there that we haven't been seeing at all for the past few weeks, you would be correct. We are going to see a series of storms affecting us here in the Burlington area and all of southern New England going through the next 7 days. The first one, of course, being this one right over here on Friday. That's going to bring, again, the chance of maybe some light snow, maybe some freezing drizzle and sleet to the Burlington area. But the one that we have to pay the most attention to is this one that you're seeing out here near the Great Lakes in the middle. This is going to morph into what we think is going to be a fairly potent storm system, and that's going to bring to the area late on Saturday and maybe into even the early parts of Monday some very heavy winter precipitation here to the Burlington area. Now, it still remains to be seen whether that's going to be all snow or maybe a mix of snow and rain, but definitely looks like we're going to have a real mess on our hands here in the Burlington area, maybe even the potential for plowable snow this time. So keep that in mind. If you have any plans this weekend, looks like it's going to be a rough one out there. Now, as we go ahead, let's take a look at some of that weather and some of the temperatures that we're expecting for the next 7 days. And of course, looking at our 7-day forecast, unfortunately, there's not a lot of sunshine on this map at all, and that's going to be indicative. Looks like we're not going to get too much sun until we get almost till Monday. And again, starting out on Friday, we're going to see that messy mix of some light rain and snow with temperatures, again, about average, but kind of chilly. And of course, Saturday, it's just going to be a cool, cloudy day with temperatures only in the upper 20s, and that is going to lead us into the big storm coming in for all day on Sunday. Temperatures, this 40 degrees might be a little bit too optimistic at this point. Looks like we might get into that maybe as we get towards the end of Sunday night, where we could see a change over to all rain for a brief period of time in the Burlington area. But keep in mind, if you have to be out on Sunday night, we're going to have some pretty heavy precipitation and maybe some even plowable amounts of snow. Now, on Martin Luther King Day, it looks like the skies are going to clear out, but it is going to be bone-chillingly cold, only in the teens, so a real cold shot coming our way. And then as we get into Tuesday and out through the rest of the week, looks like we're going to see that chance of unsettled weather, some mixed rain and snow all the way out through the end of the period, with temperatures maybe getting up near 40 by the time we get to Thursday. So everyone, have a great week. Get out there and enjoy the weather.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. He is a wrecking machine. On Friday, January 25th at 6:30 p.m., BCAT will once again be having their monthly program, The Cinema Series. This month, they'll be showing the 1976 classic Rocky with Sylvester Stallone. Everyone is welcome. The event is free, but pre-registration is required. For more information and to register, visit bcattv.org or call 781-273-5922. Come and dress in your best outfit for a night of food and fun. On Saturday, January 26th, from 7 to 11 p.m. at the Cafe Escadrille, the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce will be having their third annual Black Tie Gala Benefit Fundraiser. Proper attire is required. For women, you should wear cocktail or full-length dresses. Men should wear dark suits or tuxedos. To register and for more information, visit burlingtonareachamberofcommerce.org. Try something new and learn how to play the piano. On Monday, January 28th, from 7 to 9:15 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a program called Piano Night at the COA Room 207. Students will learn the notes on the piano and will also play a popular melody by ear and by reading note names. Pre-registration is required. The cost is $35 per person. To register and for more information, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
The winter sports season and BHS teams are battling hard to capture postseason spots. For the latest Red Devil action, we go now to BNews sports reporter Joe Viscioni for this week's sports report.
Hello everyone, I'm Joe Viscioni for your weekly sports report. It's a big stretch for the boys hockey team at Burlington High, and with a 5-5-1 record after 11 games, the Red Devils enter a tough 4-game stretch that includes games with Reading, Lexington, Arlington, and even BC High. Both Arlington and BC High are considered two of the top teams in the entire state. The Red Devils play Saturday at home against Reading at the Ice Palace starting at 6 o'clock, just after the girls play at 4. In their most recent game on Wednesday, the Devils tied Melrose in a battle of the Middlesex League Freedom Division's top 2 teams. The boys are unbeaten in their play in their division. The basketball team is still fighting for a spot in the state tournament. On Friday, both the boys and the girls host Wakefield in important league games. On Tuesday, both Red Devil teams lost to Lexington. The Burlington Wrestlers continue to enjoy success, led by brothers Cam and Zach Soda. On Wednesday, the Devils earned their 4th victory of the season by defeating Woburn in a dual meet at Woburn. The Wrestlers will be in Topsfield on Friday for a set of matches that includes Arlington and Masconomet Regional. Anyways, that's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Joe Viscioni, and back to you guys in the studio.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week we have a photo that proves it's not just people on social media who like to take photos of their food. This photo was one of mine, and it was taken with a camera located inside of one of my bird feeders, the ones that weren't destroyed by the bear, I might add. I waited and put it up after the new ones up after he went to sleep. I'm pretty sure the clear message from the backyard visitor is, hey buddy, put more feed in the food, more food in the feeder pronto. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, whether outside your own door, or even photos of your family members and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, in a closing comment, of course, Sunday the Patriots will line up against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. As you well know, the Patriots played their best game of the season in the destruction of the Los Angeles Chargers this past Sunday, and they look primed to be giving Kansas City a battle on their home turf. Remember, this time of year, the weather is nasty and cold, and the team that features the strongest ground game is most likely to win, also with the GOAT as the quarterback. So I'm predicting the Patriots 33-24 victors over Kansas City. Naturally, I'm a homer, so what else would I choose? That's it from the news desk here at BNews Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNews Director Rich Hosford, Robert Paris, and John Vias, our reporters, Peter Brown with the weather, Maddie Shipka with Community Calendar, and Joe Viscioni with sports. Thank you for joining us.